Hello YouTube, Android Freak here, and today I have a pretty cool mechanism to show you. Right now I am on survival mode. This is a survival legit world, and I have a lot of cobblestone to smelt. This isn't even all of it, or a lot of it is already smelted, and I have a whole bunch more sitting over here in a double chest. Yep. Whole bunch of cobblestone to smelt, because in this world I'd like to build with smooth stone, or smooth stone based blocks. And, you know, I'm tired of smelting things the slow way by putting each individual stack of cobblestone into a furnace, coming back when the stack is finished, putting in another stack. You know what, I want to do things the easy way. I just throw cobble in this here double chest, and it just gets automatically smelted. It's awesome, man. Awesome. So this machine takes the cobble from this chest, distributes it exactly evenly between these furnaces here, and then brings all the smooth stone into here. Now it doesn't need to be cobblestone that you're smelting, but it's most likely what you're going to be smelting the most of. Maybe you do it with a lot of sand too, I don't know. If you want to smelt stacks on stacks of items, throw them in here, they just pop out the other end and smelt it. Pretty cool, huh? Well, let me show you how to do this. I will head over to a creative world where I will show you how this epic machine works. See you there. And we are back on a creative super flat world with a few versions of this design, as well as some other stuff that you can ignore for now. So I have two versions of this. This is basically exactly the same as the design that I have on that world, except the whole top section is flipped left to right. You could completely ignore the left to right orientation. I mean, you can flip everything left to right, and it'll basically be the way it was on that other world. So let me explain how this design works. As you can see, there are 3 hoppers for every furnace, which makes this smelter pretty expensive. But if you need this sort of ridiculous smelting, chances are you've collected quite a bit of iron, and it's not that big deal. If not, well, you can always make an iron farm. I might make an iron farm tutorial sometime, because iron farms are sweet. And if you have one, then hoppers are cheap. In any case, let me grab some cobble, and I can start firing this thing up. Up, up, up. Nope, I missed. Oh, man. Okay. Let me get this right. This is how you duplicate items. Okay. Anyways, let me fire this thing up with 9 stacks of cobble, and let me explain how it works. So, as you might guess, this hopper grabs the cobble right out of the chest there, and it sends it along this here line. Now, these hoppers would be immediately sucking the items out of the top row of hoppers, but this redstone line at the back stops them. The redstone line blinks off occasionally. The way that it's controlled is, well, first let me explain. Each hopper in this line has at most 1 item in it at once, because it's just continuously feeding 1 item across into the next hopper. Basically how it's working. So it sends 1 item across, so there's a stream of 1 item per hopper just moving across. And when it hits this hopper, when this hopper gets an item, then let me get a better angle See that comparator there? As soon as this hopper gets an item, that comparator turns on, because there's an item in there. And what it does when it turns on is, well, it triggers that redstone, but that's meaningless. It turns off this torch, which allows all those hoppers down there to activate. So what happens is, feeds one item across to each hopper. Once it's reached the end, that is, every single hopper in the set of 8 has one item in it, then these hoppers all activate and pull that one item down. So each one of these has one item. Once the next item comes through, once they get activated again, then they drop that item into the furnace and grab another one. So basically, feeds 8 items across, 8 items move down into here, the 8 items move down into there. Completely even distribution, because every hopper in this row has exactly one item, every hopper in this row gets exactly one item, and every furnace down here gets exactly one item at a time. Except for that one. Yes, for some reason, the furnace right there always seems to pick up an extra item at the beginning, but it balances out because the other 7 furnaces get the last 7 items. If you send in an even stack, then it's divisible by 8, so this hopper takes this furnace takes 1 extra item at the beginning, all of these get the last 7 items, and it ends up being completely even again. So, no big deal, still distributes things completely evenly, even though I have no clue why that one just takes an extra one at the beginning. It's weird. So let me explain the redstone behind this. I've already shown you the simple part of the redstone, and that is really actually half of it. That's half of the redstone. The redstone is pretty simple. Just this comparator leading out of this hopper activates this torch, which activates this line. That line just runs next to the hoppers. Pretty simple there. The other redstone step is made to handle the end, which is actually coming up pretty fast now. The end, when the chest runs out of cobblestone, let me punch out that, so that we can see what happens if that redstone line is not there. So, reach the end, reach the end. Okay, reach the end. All the hoppers on top have lost their items have gone down into here, but each of these hoppers still has 1 item in it, because these hoppers are told to send their items down by the top row filling up. The top row is not filling up anymore, so these just have items sitting in them. Now that's no good. I don't want random cobbles sitting in my device. I want it to come out. So the way that I make that come out is I make it detect if this chest is empty. This comparator is only turned off if the chest is empty. And if the chest is empty, that is, this comparator is turned off, it turns on this torch. If this torch is on, powers this redstone line here, which turns off that torch. And if you remember what that torch does, that torch, when it's turned off, activates these hoppers. So all of these hoppers have now distributed their last item down into these furnaces. And anything else that gets deposited into them at this point will head down. Now if I throw items in this chest again, it will deactivate this line, and it will resume its regular filling. So that is basically foolproof method of distributing things evenly into furnaces. Now the part down at the bottom is super simple. I really barely need to explain that. Every hopper feeds into the next one and pulls from the furnaces, of course. They pull the items out of the furnaces, like so. Immediately pull the items out of the furnaces and feed them across into this chest, which is full of a lot of test items right now. I'll let you in on a secret. This is actually the 3rd time I shot this. Yeah, the 3rd time I shot this video. But it's no big deal, because I think this shoot will be the final one. I mean, obviously if you're hearing it, it is the final one. Oh man, rain. Obviously I haven't slept in a while in this world. Yeah, in fact I've never slept in this world because I'm a creative and I can just change the weather to clear. Bright sunny skies, except I can't see the sun because my render distance is actually tiny. Yeah, the 1.5 pre-release came out. It's awesome. But unfortunately Optifine is not up for 1.5 yet. So I'm still stuck with short render distance. But soon this will be remedied. So let me show you what's down here. This is a bigger version, basically. That is 8 furnaces. This, 16. So basically it does exactly the same thing as that one, except instead of distributing the items between 8 furnaces, distributes them between 16. And right now it is having an unexplainable bug. I think it's something related to the 1.5 pre-release, because the 1.5 pre-release is honestly a little bit buggy. Let me grab some sand so that I can demo it after I've done this. So let me throw cobble in there. And we'll see. So that one, yeah, that one gets an item first for some reason. Then all the other ones get an item, except for that one. That one, that's the derpy furnace. For some reason, I don't even have any clue why. It just doesn't pick up items. This hopper, I'm telling you, man. This hopper has a derpy face on it. Like, I don't even know. It's just derpy. It does not suck items from above it, for some reason. Even though it should be. I don't even... What is this? I don't even... Pretty much. For some reason, this one just doesn't get any items. But besides that bug, while we're on the subject of bugs, that is a thing. Enough said. Even though I didn't really say anything. Yup. That. Anyways. Yeah. 1.5 is buggy. But there are some really awesome features in 1.5. Which I went over in my last shoot. I'm not going to go over this again in this shoot. Made the video go like twice as long, going over stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel to see some more awesome videos. While I'm on that subject, I'm sorry I haven't come out with too much recently. I am planning lots of videos, but they require a lot of editing, and editing is just annoying. Is there some sort of bug where all the bats congregate on that end? What end is that? That is the south end. These bats like to fly south for the winter, I guess. They're all on the south end of the mob farm. By the way, this is a mob farm, and I'm on peaceful. I am in the process of making a video of this. I've actually already shot it. It just requires a lot of editing. Yep, this is a pretty epic mob farm that I'm making a tutorial video on. And on a creative super flat world, I mean, it is super, super efficient. Let me just sit down here and bathe in the items and set the time to day. There we go. Oh, it's so foggy I can barely even see it. But lots and lots of items. Oh man, so many mobs. It's not even warmed up yet, but... Oh, and there are... Oh, it's because it was nighttime. Okay, let's reset all these mobs. Oh yay, awesome. Okay, switched hard. Quick demo. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm coming out with a video on this soon, a video tutorial that will show you all about this awesome mob farm of awesomeness, and there are so many mobs in here. Let's head down. Let me down, spider. Yep. So many mobs. The next flush should be coming relatively soon. Slimes. And mobs coming everywhere. Yeah, if you test your mob promise on super flat worlds, you're gonna get stuff like this, where there are ridiculous numbers of mobs. Now this farm is decent on a regular world, because it has a lot of spawning space. But on a super flat world, pretty much any mob farm is ridiculous. This one especially so. It is so ridiculous that it cannot even push all of the mobs through the center. They build up. And by the way, this farm is super awesome in that it actually pushes the mobs through the center. This is ridiculous. Just look at that. Look at that. This is why you don't test mob farms on super flat worlds, because this does not happen on a regular world. Anyways, yeah. When I did my mob farm videos, I built it on a regular world, and then I just MC edited it into here to demonstrate and showed you the fact that that testing on super flat worlds is kind of ridiculous, because you're never gonna get this sort of thing on survival mode. I wonder if you'd try to do survival mode on a super flat world. I feel like that would be an epic failure. Do you have something that protects you against falling damage? I think you do. Yeah, and... yeah, watching sand just derp out before falling into the void. Yeah, that... I can't emphasize that enough. Even though I'm not emphasizing it, I'm just showing you it. That is enough to show you the ridiculousness. Yep. And mob farm is awesome. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna end off this video here. It's not an episode. This video, I'm going to... Hi. I'm gonna show you... I don't even know what I'm saying. Give me a break. I've got way less sleep this week than I need. Anyways, as I was saying, ridiculousness. As I was saying, I'm going to be uploading videos on this soon. I'm going to upload the next 2 videos on my wither fight soon. They're going to require lots of editing, but I'm on spring break, so it's all good. So, I will upload more videos soon, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.